Hello all. In this video, we will discuss the questions that came in Hitachi company. So we will discuss the question that came in the computer science section. So first of all, there is a, you can say, aptitude section in which English is there and other stuff is there that you guys can solve by yourself by practice. So we will discuss the questions that came in the computer science section. So we will discuss actually in the coding section, two questions were there and they have the highest weightage. After that, you have a MCQ section. So maybe they have given 1 hour time to solve some MCQ questions and 1 hour time to solve two coding questions. So there were two coding questions, two coding questions. So each question, for each questions 30 minutes were given, 30 minutes plus 30 minutes. Okay. And for MCQ, means for the computer science section, I'm saying only 1 hour was given, for total 2 hours. And of course for the aptitude section, time maybe 1 hour is given also. So I think total 3 hours were given for the test. So this test occurred in 2020. Okay, so right now it is 2022, means I'm making the video after 2 years. And actually, like for companies like Hitachi or other company, like if you solve the previous year questions, it does not mean that same question will come. Of course they will pick up the different questions for their next exam, but just for the purpose of practice, one can solve these questions. Okay, of course it doesn't mean that if you are solving the questions, next time they will come, but of course for practice, of course you can see these questions. And I'm making the video because on the internet I'm not able to find the exact questions. Okay, you can go to any website like HackerRank, you can solve the coding question. For the MCQ questions, India Bix is there. Okay, some other website is there, Science Foundry is there. But the live questions are not there, so that's why I'm making the video. So let us start. First of all, I will start from the MCQ questions. Okay, so in the MCQ section, actually the questions were from, the majority of questions were from the Java and C++. Okay, and I have seen the questions of Hitachi in the 2019 also. In 2020 they have included some extra topics also. For example, they have given questions from the HTML also, from the JavaScript also. So some less amount of questions were there from the HTML and JavaScript, but the majority of questions were from the Java and C++. These two languages will be covered in all the placement exam. Okay, HTML JS may come, may not come, so it is not a guarantee. Okay, so let us start from the Java and C++. This is the first question that you guys can see on my screen. Just take a minute, you can pause the video, try to solve it by yourself. So you guys have seen the question. This is a question from the Java. So we have an array here, okay, in which alphabet from A to M are there. We are creating a new array also, AND array, and its length is of 6 character, means index will go from 0 to 5. You should know how the array copy works. Array copy means we are transferring data from one array to other. So these are the indexes of the uh, final array. Okay, there is a original array and there is a final array. From the original array you will transfer the content to the final array. So in the final array the starting index is 0, and of course you will stop at uh, location 6. Okay, and in the source array it is saying that you have to start from the 4. Now what is 4? 4 is a number or 4 is a location. For example, here there is a doubt in students mind. For example, some student will say 4 means this, 1 2 3 4 means this, means you have to copy D E F G H I. Now some other students will say that 4 does not means like we are counting from as humans count. 4 means the index of the array, source array. 4 means actually the location 5. So if some student say the answer is E, F, G, H, I and J, their answer is correct. Okay. So 4 does not means 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not mean the length. It means the index. So 4 means the location 5. So from 5, copy the 6 characters. Okay. Because the length is 6 of the end array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 means from E, copy the 6 character E, F, G, H, I, J. So you can see the options also here. These two, option number 1 and option number 2 does not mean a thing. The confusion will be created in these two options. Okay. So as I told you, option number 3 is incorrect. 4 does not mean that 4 means index 3. 4 does not means like we are counting as humans count. 4 means you have to count as the array counts. In the array, we have a location 0 also. So 4 means actually location 5, the index 4. So the answer is E, F, G, H, I, J. So let us go to the next question. So we have to choose which of the following options are correct. Let us go option by option wise. First option say a try block can have only one finally block. Of course, that is correct. Finally means it is executed at the end, and of course, you can have only one finally block. And remember that in the finally block, there are some conditions. For example, finally block will execute always. Okay, so only in one condition finally block does not run when there is power failure in the computer. Of course you cannot do anything else. You can say in every other case finally block is always executed. So try block can have only one finally block. That is the correct answer. Let us go to the option number 2. Okay, of course we have the answer, but we have to discuss the other options also. A try block can be followed by maximum of 8 catch block. There is no limit. A try can have infinite number of catch block. Option number 2 is wrong. A try block can have more than one finally block. No, that is incorrect. Okay. Let us go to the option number 4. A method constructor can throw any number of exceptions. That is also correct. So you can say if this is a, here two options are correct. Option number 1 and option number 4. Of course, you can throw any number of exceptions. So here answers are option number 1 and option number 4. Let us go to the next question. Here we should know that how the value of function work, but sometimes if you are giving the exam you may not be aware that what is value of function. Then you can use the elimination method to solve this. So for example, if someone thinks we will solve this question by the elimination method, okay, by hit and try, because let us suppose I am saying that the students does not have knowledge of the value of function. Okay, then how they can solve it? If you guys know what how the value of function works, of course you can directly solve this question. But if you do not know, then let us see how we can solve this. So value of a means I am thinking that value of means it is just taking the value. So in the string s1, the value will be 3. Okay. Value of b means 2.5. So 2.5 will go in the string s2. Okay. Then you are adding this. Now if I simply add this, it will become 3 plus 2.5 plus 10 means 5.5 plus 10 means 15.5. So let us check in the option whether 15.5 is present or not. No. And actually you can also see that uh, you know what you are doing is here you are using the string, and whatever value you are extracting from the variable a and b, you are transferring it in the string data type. Okay, or you can say in the string class. So it means this 3 and 2.5, this 3 and 2.5 are not numbers anymore. These are string. So here 3 will come and here 2.5 will come. So this thing will become, I will write it, 3. So this is a string. That's why I am writing it in double quotes, 2.5 plus 10. Okay. So remember, these two are string. Okay, these are not numbers. But what is this 10? This is a number because quotes are not there. Okay, so this is a, you can say, integer. I should be small, else it will become a wrapper class. Okay. So we have two string and one integer. So there is a rule in the Java that precedence will be given to string, means automatically Java will convert it into a string, because you cannot add a string and a number. So string always have the precedence. So the string will become, so the number will become a string. So here I will put the code also. And string simply means, plus sign means in the string, plus sign is, plus operator is overloaded, means plus means if you use it with integer, you are adding it. Plus if you are using with a string, it means you are concatenating the strings. So you have to just concatenate. So it will become 3 to 0.510. And just see, just check whether in the option this particular answer is present or not. Of course, option number B is the answer. You can ignore the 0 because 0 comes after a digit. It does not have, for example, after decimal, it does not have a value. So the answer is this, option number B. Let us move to the next question. So you can see on the left side also 20 questions were there from the Java. And I think 20 questions are also there from the C++. This question is easy, but the only thing is you should be careful while solving this particular type of question. So here we have two variable a and b, and we are doing some operation, and we are doing the postfix increment also, prefix increment also, and we are just printing the value of variable a, b, and c. So okay, let us do this. We have a, b, and c. Remember, these two are integers and this is a float. So a has a value 10, b has a value 20. So first of all, you are doing this. A equal to a multiply b, means in the a, the new value is 200. You just have to be careful while solving this question, like do not uh, do the mathematics wrong, else you will get the wrong answer, else this is a very easy question. The next operation, say b equal to a divided by b. So first divide a by b, you will get 10 and transfer this value in the variable b. So 10 will come here. Next says a equal to a divided by b. So once you divide a by b, the answer is 200 divided by 10. So the answer will be 20. 20 you have to store in the a. So basically what you have done is, this is a very clever code. Here you have swapped the value of a and b actually. Finally, you are doing c equal to b divided by a. So what is the value of b? 10. What is the value of a? 20. Once you do this operation on the c, uh, some student will say the answer will be 0.5. That is wrong. The answer is not 0.5. Why? Because b and a are integer. Yes or no? So once b and a are integer, on the integer you never do the decimal division. So once you divide 10 by 20, the answer is 0. But you are storing the answer, the 0, in the variable c. So 0 will become 0.0. So C will have 0.0. I hope you guys have understood this, why the answer is 0.0. Here B and A are integer division. So decimal rules will not apply. Once you divide 10 by 20, according to integer division, 0 will come, because you cannot do the decimal. Okay. You cannot use the decimal. So 10 divided by 20 means 0 will come here. Okay, 0 is the answer, but you are storing the 0 in the C is float, so automatically you will write 0.0. But let us suppose if B and A are of data type float, of course then in the C the answer will be 0.5. Okay, so let us move to the next question. And one more thing here also, this question is not over yet. Here you are printing the values by using some increment operator. So you are printing the values like this. So finally we have the value 20 and 10. So here a plus plus means simple 20. Okay, remember, because this is postfix increment, the value will be incremented in the next line, not here. So we will not do any increment. And here we have a string. I told you whenever the numbers are there, string is there, the precedence is given to the string. So actually you do not have to add this, you simply have to print it. There is a space. Then plus plus p. Plus plus p means this is prefix increment. So here 11 will come, 10 will become 11 in the same line. Then you have to print the value of c, which is 0.0. So this is the answer. 20, 11 and 0.0. We can move to the next question now. So we have a question here. We have a house class and we have a building class. Inheritance is there, parent is house, and the child is building. Here we have a final method. Final method means you cannot override it. Okay, and of course in the child we are not overriding the maintain method, everything is correct. So some student will think that here of course go to the main. In the main you are creating the object of the house, means of the parent, and you are just calling the maintain method. So everything seems fine. So if you see the options, there are four options. Of course error is there. Three options says error and one option says successful compilation. So some student will say that successful compilation and output of main method at runtime. Okay, means there is no error here. Directly call the num variable. Okay, here some student will say that well 24 is the answer. What is the issue? The issue is once you call the variable of the outer class from the inner class, the outer class variable should be final. For example, in the print function I can change the value of num. I can write num equal to 25. So this will be wrong. So I will tell you the logic why. In Java the outer class variable should be final, only then you can use it in the inner class. So the issue is, here what happens if you do not write final here. Here we have a variable num, okay, and the value is 24. Here also Java, because these are two different classes, this is not a single class. In the outer class we have a variable num having the value 24. Now if you access it inside the inner class, we have a variable num also with the value 24. Means two variables are there, one in the outer class, one in the inner class. So if you change the value of num here in the inner class, Java compiler will say that you have the two variables having the same name with a different value. So this will lead to errors. So I will show this concept graphically. So here I can show you this particular concept graphically. So here we have a outer class and we have a variable num having the value 24. Because these are two separate classes, let us suppose it is not mandatory to make the outer class variables final. Then what will happen? Once you use this particular variable here in the inner class, another copy is there of the variable. So actually two variables are there having the same name. Okay, and there are two different locations, memory locations. So let us suppose here if someone changes this 24 to 25, you will have inconsistency because a single variable now have two values. So to reduce this particular error, in the outer class it is mandatory to make the variables final. Then you will not have this particular copy, means you can directly access the variable and you will have no issues present. So in this question, the answer will be compile time error. In the compile time, not in the runtime, the error will come. Okay, because Java system has made mandatory that outer class variables should be final if you want to use them in the inner class. Let us go to the next question. In this question, you should know what is this is exact. Is exact means if the value you are getting is without the error, then it will print 1. If there is error present, then the value is 0. So remember, I think with all the programming languages, if you use the decimals are never shown exactly, means there is some error. If you compare two decimal numbers, of course you will get the error. So with the float, the answer will be 0. It is not exact. With the double also, it is also not exact. With the integer and with the character, of course, it is exact. So option number D, 0011 is the answer. So these questions are now from the C++. This question is very important because I have seen this question theoretically and numerically in many different placement exams. So basically, here friendship function is used, or you can say friendship class is used. Means the concept is same, friend function, friend class, it is same concept. So friend means, for example, if class B is a friend of class A, like here, class B is a friend of class A. It means class B can access private variables, means x and y, from the class B. Means from the class B you can access the private variable x and y which are normally not accessible. But some student can also say that, you know you can also access the private variables. Let us suppose in the class B, two private variable are there, A and C. Some student will say that you can also access private variable from class A. Means they are saying that A can access the private variable of B and B can access the private variable of A. That is not the concept in the C++. Friendship is not mutual. Means in the real life, if Ram is a friend of Sham, of course Sham is a friend of Ram. But in the C++, it is not mutual. It is only one way. It is unidirectional. So here, once you have written friend class B, only class B can access the private variable of A. Not A can access the private variable of B. If you want A to access the private variables of B, you have to write here friend class A here in the class B. Okay, in the public section. Only then it will work. So here, let us see the option. So here B can access the private variable of x and y, not vice versa. So B can access all private data members of A. Option number B is correct. All the other answers are incorrect. So I have seen this particular question from the friend concept, from the friend function, from the friend class in a lot of placement exams. This is another question. Simple question. Here we have a variable. So R1 to sometimes let us suppose some students have learned the Python programming language also. So they might get confused between C++ and Python. In the Python, if you write negative index, for example, in the Python -1 means because there is no index like -0. Here in the Python, 0 means the first location, means 1. If you write -1, it means the last location, 33. -2 means 24. -3 means 1. Means negative indexes are there. Negative index means you are starting from right and you are going to left. So some student will say R12 means 24. Option number A. That is not the answer. Do not get confused between Python and C++. C and C++, you can say, are old programming language. There is you cannot print the array using the negative index. So actually this minus is separate, and you can write here instead of 2 in the square bracket r1, you can write r1 in the square bracket 2. So 2 means 33, 0, 1, 2, and you are putting a minus here, so minus 33. Option number D is the answer. So kindly do not get confused between Python and C++. Let us move to the next question. So this is the final question, and this is a coding question actually, and the weightage of the coding question is high. Okay, you can say you cannot skip the MCQ also. So 30 minutes are sorry. So 30 minutes are given for the MCQ. 30 minutes are given for the coding question. You can read this coding question. I will put this coding question in the description also. I will not tell the answer. In the next video, I will tell the answer. If you have the answer, you can write it in the comment section. So kindly try to solve it by yourself. You can turn on the clock. You have to solve it in the 30 minutes, of course, because after 30 minutes, you cannot submit the answer. The next question will begin, the coding question. So actually, I have only one coding question. Actually, there were two. So what this particular question is saying that in the in the Italian language, number 17 is considered very unlucky. They say that number 17 is very unlucky. So what they are saying is, I will directly go to the next picture. Yeah, this is the picture. So they are saying, 17 is made up of actually two digits, 8 and 9. Multiple digits are there actually, but 17 is made up of 8 and 9. Okay. So if you see 8 and 9 or 9 and 8 consecutively, you have to remove it. Okay. For example, here the string is this. Uh, 389 899. So let us suppose it is stored in the array. So, wherever you see 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, remove it from the array. So you have removed it. Now the array becomes this. Remove it. So the array is this. Finally, just print how many digits are there. Means what is the length of array? 2. So you have to print 2 on the screen. Okay. So just remove consecutive 8 and 9. That is they are saying. But I have just told you directly what this particular coding question is saying. Just read it yourself, because these coding question, they have not written clearly what you have to do. So only by seeing the sample cases and by reading the statement, you can derive what the particular coding question is saying. Okay, because first of all you have to understand what the question is saying. That is very difficult. So just make sure you understand the question. You can see the next particular case also, this 999 888. Remove these two, array will become this. Remove these two, array will become this. Remove these two, nothing is there. So finally answer will be 0. Nothing is there in the array, no digit is there, so the length will be 0. So 0 is the answer. And if the array is very large, you have to say large test case. So kindly solve this. In the next video I will tell the answer. Thank you.